Hey everybody. So I've been busy the last few days working on demos and stuff that I can't showcase on this channel, just putting it honestly. Um, I will be able to showcase and talk about those things more very soon, and then so very soon I'll talk about them more. But so today we're going to talk about this particular research paper, which is called Neuron Spark, a spiking neural network language model with selective state space dynamics, put out by Boston University. The big thing, like I want to knock this research paper overall is the bottom line within this, right? And then so that's like I want to um, talk about this paper broadly within that. So the first thing that I want to talk about within knocking this particular research paper is exactly the benchmarks that it presents, right? Because to me, that's the most important aspect of this. So when we go to the results, the major thing that they're highlighting within this is training loss, and that's important. It's very important. I want you to remember that the only metric that they're giving you within this research paper is a training loss. But then I want to highlight a couple of other things within this, like um, other thing is that like this is a massive amount of steps that and tokens that they're training this model on in total. They're training it on 2 billion tokens and 8 NVIDIA RTX 4090s and it's like almost a billion parameter models. So it's getting up there. And then what they're able to do within it is like um, chat with it basically, like on some level, right? But again, all of the benchmarks that they're showing you are steps and loss, right? And then they highlight the loss, right? Like here's like the like big thing, like here's our low loss rate, right? Like the loss is incredible on this model, and loss is very good on this overall, right? And that's what they showcase and they demonstrate within this. And then so within that, that's my big knock overall within this paper, right? It's the representation of um, what they're claiming within this, and then so what their claim within this is that there's a potentiality that a spiking neural network model with selective state space dynamics could potentially be a replacement overall for transformers. That's like the argument that they're trying to distill within this, right? To make, if I'm to distill that argument down. But like that is putting the cart before the horse within this, right? That's the like, that it's bad overall for the industry, for anyone involved in research, etc. Like I like a lot of people knock me for like why don't I like produce academic papers, things like that. Like why like papers like this, like papers to um, disagree with this, to etc. Right? Like to me, like um, these processes are um, not fast enough. Like that's the most simply like these things in this research is moving faster um, than these areas here, right? So this paper is published here on March 26, 2020, March 17, 2026. And then they're going into these experiments here. The first thing that I'll showcase here within this for you, actually, I'll showcase this one first for you. Both of these are, I'll pull this one up. I'll showcase the date here for you on screen, right? March 27, 2025, almost 1 year ago. Uh, I could have had a research paper on this exact same subject a year ago. But and then so I have these loss and incredibly low loss, right? If we're just looking at the loss rates of this model is phenomenal. Like, and I'll leave you access to all this code, right? It's a recurrent spiking neural network, like essentially almost exactly like what they're trying to do within this particular research paper here, which is evaluate these models as replacements for transformers, which is what I did a year ago, right? Like within this, and as you can see, and then it's exactly what they say. Like if I were to publish a figure within this to just like for shock and awe, I would just publish the loss, right? Because these loss rates are good. This loss is low, but like and you go through, that's just the first epoch, and it goes down. Loss is good. Test accuracy 53.18%. That's what they don't publish within this, right? It's coin flip accuracy. After all of that, like these pretty loss rates, and then you can get pretty diagrams out of the loss rates, and they look super cool. Um, Loss goes down. We can see here, like, and then this is another instance of it. This is a sidecar instance of it with the teacher model training the student, and then loss plummets significantly within this one too, right? And this is the same type of concept. Uh, just like utilizing it as a transformer sidecar as opposed to like an actual full-on model. So to like you can see kind of like how and where I've experimented around with these things, right? Like I played around a lot with spiking neural networks overall. Like I like these model and the model architectures for spiking neural networks. In fact, like people, I'll say within our products specifically, there is a spiking neural network sidecar with that's a like one singular small part of the model overall, right? And then that's utilized very specifically, and then that's attached to like long-term and short-term memory, etc. To like that's what controls the memory of the model overall. But it's a spiking neural network directly attached to a transformer model, which is like the uh, not the spirit at all of this particular research paper. And then like I utilize this research paper as this example. To me, this is the flaw of the whole entire AI industry as a whole, as I see it, like the whole entire gap within it, right? To me, there's two like camps currently within AI research, and it's both in academia as well as in the corporate world. And I'm just pointing it out on this video via the academia aspect of it, but I see it this same exact problem and like virus in the corporate world when it comes to AI overall as well within this, right? Which is essentially there's the camp that we can scale to the moon and that we will be able to do things that way, and that's like the end all be all. Or the other camp is that scaling is not the answer, so then therefore we need to find some sort of alternative overall to transformers. Within that, as a philosophical deconstructionist, there's a lot of claims, like inherent claims that are made within both of those arguments that aren't necessarily true, right? So within the first one, like scaling isn't the answer, I agree with that camp. So scaling is not the answer, right? I can agree with that. We're starting to see all of the research come out in that line, OpenAI themselves, etc. Lots of like stuff like on like I don't need to dive deeper into that, but so then transformers is not the answer is camp B, and then so we need to look at like specifically models like this, right? Like why? So like uh, what exactly makes transformers so inherently flawed that it is not possibly the answer whatsoever, and then what within that can't be architected around that you 100% need to dive to a completely different architecture like a spiking neural network overall, or an RNN or whatever it is, right? It has to be something that replaces transformers. Why? um, to me, if you dive deeper into that question and into the problems within transformers, the problems are very clear. Stochastic gradient descent training alone is bad. Like, does that mean that stochastic gradient descent based training is bad? No, it's what has got us here. I like as far as a broad based training mechanism, I don't think anything will ever be invented that's greater in regards towards a broad based applicability than stochastic gradient descent. But it does have its flaws and weaknesses, right? So then if you just account for those things and then realize that it does have gaps and weaknesses, and then you account for those gaps and weaknesses, have other training methods, etc., for those gaps and weaknesses, then you can account for things that way. The secondary thing is it's very simple to me. Within all of these things, it's that these models work on some level, some capacity, in some way on a physics-based process, right? Everyone, like, there's a lot of people that will call and state these models black box type models, etc. That there's no possibility whatsoever to understand like anything with regards towards some of the internal workings of these models. I dismiss that entire logic up front, and inherently it's all a physics-based process. And then so if it's a black box to you, that means that it's a missing physics problem. And if you dive deeper into those physics and you actually start to optimize towards those physics, then you can get a better outcome within it. Like the most simplistic framing overall that I can put this is that, to me, these types of research papers, what I see within this overall is like and the current mindset of AI is that we need to either like scale up the steam engine like to infinity, or we need to abandon combustion entirely. Like that's kind of like the mindset that people are under, right? It's steam or nothing, right? But like the combustion engine scales up from steam to a V8. Like I'd rather like optimize that engine and optimize the mechanics of that engine overall than try to replace it overall with things like this. Like I can utilize and bolt on concepts like this. There's aspects and there's parts and there's elements where a spiking neural network is beneficial overall to a neural network model overall, but I shouldn't, like, there's no reason to test exactly what a spiking neural network is going to look at just built on out on its own, and then I don't need to do that academically because I did this a year ago. Like and there's same results, but like as you can see here, like again, like people, like I'm pointing this out because people knock me for this whole academia thing, and then like within this, I'll leave a link to the research paper. You can read it, right? This paper is very much misrepresenting this concept in every single way possible. They're giving you the like most cherry picked benchmark that they possibly can by just giving you the loss numbers. I didn't do it, right? I'm showing you the results. These are the results. All they're showing you is loss. Why are they showing you? Why is it that all they're showing you is loss? Because loss comes out beautifully for spiking neural networks. That's what it does. You get very low loss. But that loss, that average low loss, also translates to an average low accuracy, which is why they don't showcase a singular metric with regards towards accuracy within this, right? So within this, and then within this particular situation, in this area, what we're looking at right here now is where like a situation where like academia is basically fibbing to you, and then I'm giving you the real scenario here, but I'm the one that should be knocked for not following academia, right? That's how I see these things overall, just pointing that out. But so I'll leave a link to all of this, to this Neuron Spark, as well as these two models that I experimented and created a year ago before this research paper ever came out, that showed you why you, like, first of all, like why this model is bad and this architecture is bad overall, the stat that they don't show you within that. And then also too, like the level one of how you should utilize these things. This is like what I'm willing to publicly release as far as a spiking neural network transformer sidecar. I've publicly released this code before. And so here it is for you to dive into. There's nothing added onto this. It's just literally a spiking neural network transformer sidecar. But I'm telling you that you could add other elements on top of this to make it even more robust and more cool overall. But so this should serve for you as a base starting point as to how exactly you should be looking at these things, which is not a replacement of transformers, but what if we actually added and utilized spiking neural networks plus transformers in the areas where spiking neural networks are have extreme benefit and extreme performance versus transformers, and then utilize the transformer as the base model in the areas where it's going to outperform the spiking neural network in those areas, rather than just trying to make it all a spiking neural network overall. But so, give you a link to all this, like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.